An Australian arrested in London over hoax bomb threat allegations claims he's been framed by China and mistreated by police. Activist Youre was detained while protesting outside the Chinese embassy. He was held for nearly 24 hours after the embassy reported a bomb threat from an email address matching his name. Youre says he's been set up and that he was denied consular assistance during his arrest.
Youre joins us now from London. Youre, talk us through what happened when you were arrested.
Thanks so much for having me on. When I was arrested, the police handcuffed me very tightly behind my back in a sort of stressed position. They were acting as though I was some kind of violent threat. It was only after I'd been detained for about 3 hours that I was informed that I was being accused of making a bomb threat. And at that point, I was just absolutely shocked. I thought they were joking. And I was asking, what do you mean? What do you mean? And they said the Chinese embassy reported an email to us. It had your name all over it. The email said that you would blow up the embassy today. I wasn't able to contact a lawyer. I wasn't able to talk to anyone on the outside. I wasn't able to tell my family where I was. No one knew where I was for hours and hours. They interviewed me at 4 a.m. when I was exhausted, without my lawyers present. So it's a nightmare situation.
The Metropolitan Police actually issued a statement saying that according to your custody record, you were offered legal advice and a duty solicitor was called at 8:22 p.m. Are you saying that they aren't telling the truth there?
Yep, absolutely. They're just simply lying to the media because I requested multiple times to talk to my solicitors. They were saying none of your solicitors are picking up. When I was actually released, ultimately, my solicitors told me we were on the phone well past midnight. We were up all night trying to get through to you, and they kept on saying we can't put you through. So the Met Police are just straight up lying.
True, some pretty big accusations there. You're deliberately provocative with your protests in the past. You've held up signs in Eastwood in Sydney, a suburb with a large Chinese-Australian population, saying F Xi Jinping. These are high-profile tactics that are designed to get a lot of exposure and be provocative. Are you surprised that it backfires on you like this?
Let's not both sides this, mate. I'm a peaceful human rights activist who's been targeted by one of the most powerful governments in the world. On one hand, there's a peaceful activist who loudly voices a criticism of the Chinese government. On the other hand, a Chinese government that goes after activists relentlessly, brutally, that targets their families. I have Uyghur friends with family members in concentration camps because they've protested in Australia. So let's not try both sides this.
Youre, what were you originally planning to do at the embassy?
I wanted to hold a small protest at the embassy, a peaceful protest, obviously. I had a Taiwan flag, I had a Tibet flag, I had a Uyghur flag. I was a bit silly. I wanted to glue the Taiwan flag to the gate, but that has nothing to do with a bomb threat. This is just a complete fabrication. The Chinese embassy have invented an email. It's signed Youre Pavlou. It's absurd. It says, this is Youre Pavlou. There's going to be a bomb threat today. Regards, Youre. I mean, it's just insane. I can't believe the British police believed it for a second. The wording of the email is stilted. Why on earth would I put myself through this terror, this stress? I mean, it's just an absolute lie.
Youre, thanks so much for talking to us. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.